Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, Time Bandits, 1981. Instead of the series that just came out.
I didn't know that any of this existed, but you sold me on it with John Cleese. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm down.
Well, the trailer was rather humorous because it's like the guy is talking about the movie, but he's not really talking about the movie, and then another trailer voice guy comes in and he's just like, no, it's about this, and then they just argue the whole trailer. And it's a 3-minute argument.
That does sound very Monty Python.
Yeah.
And boy, was there a lot of Monty Python influence in this film.
Director, actors, a lot of British. It was a British film.
Yeah.
You're all robbers, then,
the best, Mr. Hood.
Jolly good. And you're a robber, are you? Jolly good. And do you enjoy robbing, then?
Well, it helps pay the rent, sir.
Movie starts out, got a kid and his like parents from the 80s arguing over their electronics.
And it didn't seem like this was supposed to be set in the 80s. Like, this was definitely some future kind of tech, like future gizmos that they had.
I can't recall. I was very, very young. When he's talking about silicone and all that stuff.
They did have some future gizmos, you know, the kitchen set.
Laser gun and the jet fighter?
No, not that. the kitchen set that makes meals in 8 seconds or whatever. And it felt very retro future. It's like, this is what technology is going to do.
Yeah, well, I always like that, the fair in Batman or whatever, and they did it again in Iron Man where there's like, the world of tomorrow. So yeah, we got a few devices like that. But however, if you watch Gremlins, the dad invented that.
It was a little bit Gremlins, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It came off just like that. The whole thermostat. That's the toaster, the spreader, and the slicer all gone. She's in a terrible state.
Should have bought German.
Well, that's what I said.
Kid's staying up. He's reading his books about Alexander the Great and all this stuff, and you know, he's a big history buff.
Yeah.
Which is good. Goes to bed. A horse breaks through his wardrobe.
Yeah.
And his dad's just like, "What was that fucking noise? Go to bed."
Some Narnia shit going on here.
That's where they probably should have just, you know, went into the past. Like, why repeat it?
Needed another night.
Yeah, next night he's like, I want to go to bed early, and he does, and he brings his Polaroid camera with him, and our little group of time bandits break through. They had to push through the wall to get out of there.
There were a ton of good visuals in this movie. Like, you know, the pushing the room out, like it all, there were a lot of things that felt like dreams. And that was a pretty cool element.
Yeah. And then they start traveling through time, Chris. What was their first stop?
The first stop was Napoleon, was it not?
Yes.
We were gonna go rob Napoleon.
Yeah.
Just because you think I'm small.
No, Commander, you are not small. You are not small at all.
You're not by any means. 5'1" is not small.
Yeah, 5'1" and conqueror of Italy. Not bad, huh?
Very good.
Got Bilbo Baggins or Ash from Aliens. Your pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Cursed to play short man forever.
we need a hobbit. Tell me someone short. That's one of the things I really liked about his Napoleon was like he would constantly bring up like other historic people that were short, and he'd be like, he was only 5'8", and he was only 5'4", and
Apparently Napoleon wasn't actually that short for the time.
yeah, I mean,
But, you know, I think that's like the pop culture
did
sort
they
of...
shrink Walking Phoenix? I refuse to watch.
That's sort of the pop culture thing is Napoleon short. But
Yeah, well, you know what problem was? They were doing little caricatures of him to make fun of him, and then that's just stuck. However, if you watch that Bruce Campbell series, when they had Vern play him,
yeah, I did have a couple laugh out loud moments here and there, just when some unexpected stuff happened. I guess if we jump forward a bit, the John Cleese just stole the movie for me as Robin Hood.
yeah.
That bit felt like it was from a different film, and I would very much like to watch that film.
John Cleese's Robin Hood?
Yes, just whatever the hell that entire sequence was brilliant.
Is that really necessary? Just keeps punching people after he gives them gold?
Quite necessary. It's like, just complete non sequitur. That was incredibly Monty Python. And it didn't really fit in with like the kids' adventure movie that we were doing, but I loved it. Anytime you let John Cleese just go nuts like that, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I like that they ripped off everything from Napoleon and then fell through the carriage, and you had Duvall and I'm assuming a Monty Python guy.
That was,
and he's talking about
Palin. Yeah, that was Palin.
He's talking about his issues.
We don't know what his issue is.
No, still got that thing? Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. It works now.
Yeah, that's fine.
I scarce restrain the rushing of my feet. These 12 long years have been like chains that bound me.
And the personal problem?
Oh, much better.
Yeah, and then they get tied up, and our bandits don't give shit, and they ended up getting basically robbed by Robin.
Yeah.
So it's like, thank you for bringing that. It's ours. Yeah, and you brought it to us. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, the poor are going to love this. Yes.
There'll be a little less porn.
just so good. Yeah.
So for bandits, like, they never really made off with much of their treasure.
Well, we decided later they were never very good at it.
Yeah, well, they needed a stash, you know? It's just like, here's our thieving job, here's our stash. They can't bring it to each place. So they leave there. Was it Titanic next?
Yeah, that was the Middle Ages. Then I think, right after that, they hit the Titanic.
Oh, no, they hit Sean Connery, then Titanic.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the kid was upset. He wanted to stay there.
Yeah, he runs into Sean Connery battling a Minotaur, which I assumed was going to be a guy with a Minotaur mask helmet, but no, he took the helmet, took the head as a trophy. Went back to his Egyptian place.
I never ever want to go back.
Don't you want to see all your friends again?
No, thanks.
To be in your own home? Be with your own father?
His wife she never got any lines, but she was not a happy looking woman.
It seemed like this movie honestly felt overlong already, but it felt like a lot of stuff between him and his wife was probably cut. Like there's something going on here about, maybe producing an heir or whatever. She just seemed to hate the kid from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you do, a priest kidnapped the kid in the middle of the night. But it was all just for a little feast and thing, and Connery's just like, this is my new son. And then the bandits show up, and they put on a little show, and they take everybody's jewelry, and then just disappear through another time tunnel.
Yeah.
And they're clapping, and it's just like,
did we just get robbed?
Yeah, somehow.
Okay.
And he was the guy with all the tricks. Good little cameo from Connor. And then
I like how he just straight up didn't care about the Polaroid camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he thought the kid was from heaven or whatever, but still.
You're instantly like, witchcraft, they're gonna burn the kid.
Ban the witch!
Yeah. They end up on the Titanic. We get Duvall again and doing
and Palin again.
Yeah, another little bit.
I thought that we were going to get something like that, like John Cleese and Michael Palin and Shelley Duvall would just be in every time period.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I could have used that.
Yeah.
Because, Cleese just has a presence.
Yeah, Cleese would have been the ogre on the pirate ship.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall would have been the wife or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw her. I was just like, that's not her.
Cleese would have been one of the generals or something. So like that. It's weird that they showed those two up twice and didn't commit to the gag throughout the whole thing. But...
Yeah, I think that was a miss because that's something that would have worked well for me if we just kept seeing Cleese and them all show up.
Yeah, and nobody comments on it. They're just different characters.
Yeah.
They're no relation.
Could you share a house with a chap who has a thing like this on the end of his nose?
Of course, my love. Everyone has something odd about them.
Yes.
Why, I've got an enormous...
Pansy! Pansy, I'm so glad you feel the way you do.
We're still we're taking a shot at the end of hey, it was all a dream, but it wasn't. So, needless to say, the Titanic does not do well.
No.
All because he ordered a martini with extra ice.
Oh man.
Champagne.
It was just waiting. It was just waiting for the irony.
It went down fast.
Yeah.
But we solved the problem. I mean, just go back to 1981. They showed it. How many people you can fit on a board.
Well, they had a bigger board, I think.
Yeah.
That was the whole last nameplate of the Titanic or whatever.
Yeah, Yeah, and then, they go swimming off because...
It actually is weird seeing depictions of the Titanic before that movie.
Yeah.
Because, if you do the Titanic now, you basically have to reference that film.
I'm flying.
Yeah, nobody did this.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Hadn't figured that out yet.
We have Pure Evil, and it's David Warner, which I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, he did great.
He was over the top. He was perfect.
Yeah, the scenery chewing was delightful in this.
Yeah. I loved his minions just like, I will kill you. Yes, please, master.
Why haven't you escaped the fortress of evil or whatever? Good question.
Even the Supreme Being, when he starts talking and he walks and then he comes back out.
It has something to do with free will.
Yeah.
This is good.
It's there were gags there that could have really worked.
No one created me. I am evil. Evil existed long before good. I made myself. I cannot be unmade.
He tricked one of the bandits into getting them to come to the Legends area.
Mm-hmm. The era of Legends or something. And a lot of the more surreal elements in this, I like the imagination behind it. This is definitely Terry Gilliam, but the fact that the pirate ship is just a giant dude wearing a ship hat, that's some Monty Python shit. That's some Terry Gilliam shit.
Hey, not necessarily. That guy might have just been walking through the sea and came up.
Yeah, and I felt like the actual execution was kind of dragged a bit.
Yeah.
With a lot of things, but that sort of surreal, dreamlike fantasy thing they had going on, that was a good vibe. I sort of liked the direction they're going in with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't catch a lot of fish, but they did catch the bandits, and they were going to eat them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They also had a bad back.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't fix it.
Yep.
Bandits helped, and then they threw them overboard.
Gotcha.
Everybody below decks.
The ship's on top of a giant's head, and he's walking, steps on, I assume, rats living a normal life, because they did not look like humans.
I don't think those were rats, but it was some kind of puppet fantasy creature that inhabits this area.
I felt they did that a lot in this, where they kept the camera so far back that you couldn't really see what was going on screen. Mm-hmm. In the theater, I noticed that with Napoleon. I was like, why aren't they going in and showing the people on the stage a bit better? But a choice. Get to the beach. They walk into the glass on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little argument, throw a skull as you do, and it breaks the glass.
Easy.
Yeah.
It was just that easy.
Then there's the land of eternal darkness, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Then across you've got the talk show guy or whatever that's doing his game show, and he's like, "You won, come on down." And they go, and Kevin's just like, "It's a trap, guys."
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't listen, and they all get captured, put into cages that are suspended above something.
Yeah. Evil grabs the map.
Yeah.
We get to do some kind of Cirque du Soleil shit to get out of the cages.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a creative way to get out of the cages.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, great stage.
Battle Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't go so well.
Does not go
Somebody
so well.
gets turned into a
and
pig.
it was interesting because in the final battle it became very obvious, I think, what we were doing here, which is, these are all toys from the kids' room, and the castle's clearly made of Lego at many
there were
points.
Lego pieces.
That was kind of neat. So it was very obvious that we were going to do the whole he wakes up thing, and then he's still going to have the Polaroid. It's like this is just how we do movies like this.
Yeah. All of the bandits grabbed some warriors from different times.
Mm-hmm.
The most useful were not the Americans.
No. And this was fun hearing bad American accents, which is just very unusual in film. You usually hear bad American accents.
Where's the trouble, Sonny?
Oh, man!
Aha! So, this is the best the Supreme Being can do.
I guess we'll have a lynching.
It's It's about time.
Yeah, turnabout is fair play.
Yeah. Maybe that's a new thing. Maybe all the European people don't use American actors anymore.
It's going to cost extra for American
actors. It's going to tariff us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Cowboys get tossed pretty quickly. The tank, everything just starts getting fired back at them. Mm-hmm. He turned into a giant tomato, stopped the arrows, and then shot the arrows back.
Yeah.
One of the guys get crushed. Mm-hmm. Then Sprint Bean shows up. It's just like, I was like, how are they going to defeat them?
God does
just
it.
A random explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God does it. It's fine. No, he was great. Just sort of the proper British man, just sort of like a British businessman or your boss at work kind of thing, being God.
I could have used Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Rowan Atkinson would have fit right in this. But yeah, he was fun. I liked that bit, all the bits with him. Didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah, he made everybody clean up the mess, pick up all the evil. Of course, they forgot a piece. Mm-hmm. And then he takes them and sends Kevin back. Mm-hmm. Kevin wakes up in the smoke, which I liked, because I was like, okay, cool. He's not just waking up from a dream, he's waking up in a fire.
Yes. And you do see elements of that battle there on the ground. There's a tank and some cowboys or whatever. I would like to go back and see his room at the beginning, because I bet you can spot basically everything in the film.
Yeah.
In his room there. Like, we never got the robot.
No.
There's that robot that was going off at the start there. We didn't see that.
Very true.
But we keep up with the surreal at the end, because it's Sean Connery in the fire truck, and his parents just explode.
They touch the evil.
Nobody comments.
They open one of their devices.
Yeah.
They're like, Mom, Dad, don't touch it. It's pure evil. Boom.
Yeah.
And then right away it's just like, all right, see you later, kid. Fire truck's gone.
Our work here is done.
Yeah. Fire's out.
Yeah.
Child services will be back for you later.
Mm-hmm. Dad! It's evil! Don't touch it!
That was the film.
That was it.
So there was a collection of a lot of good scenes in this that I liked. And I did think there was a lot of really funny jokes. Like I've already gone off about John Cleese in this, who was just brilliant. For the small role he played. But I really did think this sort of dragged. I think a lot of our stops in time kind of overstayed their welcome, or at least weren't paced really well. Some things could have been cut, some things could have been expanded upon, but there were a lot of bits where I was just like, okay, yeah, let's get on to the next one, please, thank you.
Yeah, same sentiment was there were too many dragging moments and too many things that I would have liked a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Dreadful mess. Is the pig with you? Right. Well, we'll sort him out first.
In the end, this was a British comedy and a kids movie blended with a lot of fantastical elements.
I do think for something into the 80s, or like really early 80s, this was probably a huge production. Like, you can see a lot of work and a lot of love and a lot of care went into this.
Granted, you have a big adjustment with money, but how much do you think they spent on the budget, Chris?
Oh, good lord.
Because we had sets galore.
Yeah, it'd be hard to tell. I would expect this is a pretty big budget movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. 5
million.
pounds?
5 million.
Pounds?
I don't know, Wiki told me 5 million.
Okay, great.
Made 44.
Yeah.
So, pretty successful back then.
Yeah, seems pretty good. But
rated pretty high.
Yeah, and there's a ton of big actors in this, at least as far as I don't want to phrase it like that, especially
British actors?
Yeah, especially for like British cinema. You know, they're just bringing in all the big British guys to make their film.
Yeah,
and it was really cool. Like that, I would have cut some bits, extended some others. Maybe it needed another pass, but I'm happy that I watched it.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I think this would be a good show for kids. But
would
also,
it? Because every once in a
it
while
would drag a bit for attention spans, right?
I'm concerned this would have given me nightmares once or twice.
That's how you raise kids. You give them nightmares.
So.
They need to learn fear.
I guess so.
Fear is a superpower. It raises your adrenaline. It raises everything.
Okay.
It makes you stronger.
I see.
Unless you're one of those, just I'm gonna hide in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it was good to have all that random stuff. I love random stuff. Want to die, Chris? Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.